So I got a friend in the DC area. She played the Nutcracker. Alongside me is Uncle Drosselmeyer in Iron City Circus Arts production of the Nutcracker last year. It's pretty great. And she said, hey, so I got this circus project with kids, and I need juggling balls, like a lot, to not only perhaps teach the kids how to make them themselves, but have enough for the kids to have. She asked me how I make my juggling balls. I said, well, you could find tutorials anywhere. Just Google how to make Russian juggling balls and pop up for you. I think some of them are fantastic. A lot of them, I find, maybe the quality wasn't as high as I would want to pass out juggling balls to a bunch of kids. I decided to just make a video. So I've gone through some trial and error. I found some things that don't work. I found some things that I haven't found elsewhere. If you add this little touch to it, then the quality of the ball goes up. The balls I make, pretty happy with them. I use them for practice all the time myself. Alright, so without further ado, things you need, Amrit, anybody who is watching this, if anybody's watching this as well, I need to make some high quality juggling balls in the video for you, but specifically Amrit, for your kids down in DC. Here's the things you're going to need. First, you're going to need to go to Amazon.com and get yourself some playpen balls. I mean, street hockey balls work pretty good too, but they're more expensive. So for a mass amount of balls, 200 here's pretty good. That'll make you 100 balls with my method. These are the balls that I use every time I make them. Cool. All set up here downstairs in my basement. You don't need a vape, but perhaps I do. You need a scale, one that measures in grams. I find a measuring cup is also necessary, 1/3 or 1/4, and you'll see why. Scissors and an X-Acto blade, both of those guys. Some electrical tape. I like to have different flavors, keep it interesting. You're gonna need sand. I hear a lot about rice, and rice is great, but I use sand, and you're gonna need a specific sand. So here's one of my errors that I trialed. This was the wrong sand to buy, way too clumpy. So I had to get this sand, which is very specifically fine sand. I went into the place and said, I need your finest grade sand possible, like hourglass fine. And they're like, well, it's this one. This is the one. Because if you use that one, the clumpy, the thick, a little bit too clumpy. The thick sand makes the ball wobble in here. You don't want to do that. You gotta get super fine grained sand. Alright, the balls I just showed you on Amazon.com. That's what I get. They are just playpen balls. They're just plastic, weightless. They're not good for juggling. So to make one set of juggling balls, you are going to need 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so what you gotta do with those 6 balls, and the reason why you got X-Acto blade and scissors is because this one, the first ball, gets a small slice right along the seams. See that? I gotta add a little hole. That's it. That's it. Barely enough to squeeze this in. Alright? Need that on 3 balls. Now with the other balls, I recommend getting 3 balls of 3 different colors. You're going to want to put a hole in it so that you can get your scissors in there. Cut the whole thing in half. Right along the seam. Got 3 balls all half put together in multicolor. You got a pink and a yellow here. I'm colorblind, this could be wrong. You got a red and a green here. You got a green and a red, I think, here, but I could tell they're different colors. Whatever. Shut up. Next, get a measuring cup, put it on your scale. Turn it on. Don't worry, this isn't terribly hard. Whatever. I found a lot of different weights for balls this size to work. I found 60, I found 65, 70, sometimes even more. So I think 60 is about the most ideal. 60.2, that's fine. That's close to 60, I'll round down. Alright. We got the 60 grams of sand weighed out, and I'm talking fine sand. You gotta get hourglass sand. I mean, it's gotta be smooth. Alright. What you gotta do, you gotta get yourself one of your little homemade funnels. This is paper. I put some tape on it. Here's a bigger one. You just gotta funnel up a piece of cardboard, or in my case, Pittsburgh Valley Feeder Nutcracker advertisement. Remember those balls with just have the hole in it, big enough for a funnel tip? That's the one. Get all 60 grams of that sand into there. You can hear it just slowly. Maybe I should make another funnel. It's fuzzy at the tip. Alright, that's it. All 60 grams into this ball. I found a way to increase the quality of these balls. So just using one of these, I mean, it's not great. It's not horrible. We also realized why I like these measuring cups. There you go, check it out. You know? So you gotta pick up this ball and you gotta tape along here, but it's a drag to hold still. So what happens if you have a form that holds it still for you? Like a measuring cup. 1/3, 1/4 measuring cup both do the trick. With the ball that has the hole in it, with the sand, you don't wanna go. Oh, what's up, buddy? You got something to say? Cat down there. What? Sorry, man, I don't have an extra chair. Alright. So then you get that the whole way around. You can see the sand in there and how it moves so smoothly. Pretty dope, huh? So you see that there's the sand in the bottom part of that. I'll try to get this next part in slow-mo, see if I can, but it does a thing called a dead drop. So whenever this ball comes down, gravity lifts the sand to the top of the ball so that when it collides with the surface, all the sand smacks to the bottom, and so the ball doesn't bounce. It's pretty cool. What? How did you get into the catnip? You're just covered. Yeah, let me try and do that in slow-mo, and we'll get back to it. You know, your Russian ball. The quality of this is still pretty low. Now, if you press this the wrong way, that hole's gonna just like pop out the side of the tape, right? So now we're on to the, while we cut a couple of balls in half. What's up, buddy? You wanna come up here? Come on, come say hi. Come here, my little man. So I guess you need a cat to do this as well. Here we are with this guy. Do you wanna make some juggling balls with me? You done? You out of here? Alright, you don't need a cat for this. Thought you did. Where were we? The two balls we cut in half before. That's the quality producer, man. That's the thing that ups the quality of these balls. And this is what allows me to use them, I think, just as frequently as I do. I have such little problem with these. I love them. So, yeah. You take these other two halves and you close them over top of the ball. I know, buddy. What a mess. Close one that way. I like to make sure that the previous tape strip is along this sort of horizon, perimeter, equator. He's right, equator. So the equator of the inside ball has to have the tape along it this way. Now when you close it off this way and you press it down, this nice you get this. Get yourself some more tape. Close that off. Now what you have is this great inner and outer shell for these balls. So you can see inside here how, there we go, how the tape is alongside of here, right? So the cut is like inside this right here. So the amount of distance any sand would have to travel through one slit out of tape, out another slit out of tape, it's not gonna happen. And you can see like there's no rolling. And why don't we want them to roll? We want to keep them in our immediate proximity when we're juggling, and you know, it's good. They're not supposed to bounce, they're not supposed to roll. So I'm gonna make two more real fast and show you how they do it. Alright, so we've got three same size, same weight, Russian juggling balls made out of playpen balls and electrical tape and super fine sand. None of these roll too well, which is the point. You don't want balls rolling away from you whenever you're practicing juggling. They don't bounce They just, they're great. They're quality balls. They work really well. There's no wobble, and I mean they're pretty perfect for practice, let alone practice with kids or getting kids to make these. I mean that's the cool thing. I mean, like, get the kids to make these themselves, man. It'll feel great accomplishment. They'll take care of them. Hope so. Anyway, if there's any questions, let me know.